Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. A former Goldman Sachs executive insists that there is some serious opportunity when it comes to XRP, and oh yes, it is indeed very real. And he cites that Metcalfe's law, frankly, the fact that XRP is growing and growing at an exponential pace. He's extremely bullish on it, citing actual real-world utility, confident that the SEC v. Ripple case is going to go the way that we as XRP holders know that it really should go. And he previously stated that he was expecting a tenfold increase in the price of XRP, but that was when it was, if memory serves, somewhere around the $1 mark. So he was expecting XRP to easily go to $10. And then that was assuming, of course, just in his estimation, that there's a positive outcome in the SEC v. Ripple case. Now, I personally think that in the long run, it's not going to matter because XRP is global. It'd be bad, there'd be bad implications for people in the United States, but in terms of global price relative to the United States dollar, I think eventually it's just going to get there anyway. Which, I'm not making a price prediction. I have a suspicion that it's going to go way, way, way higher than it is. I'm not making an actual prediction. I don't pretend to know for sure. I stay out of the prediction game, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it way, 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 way higher than it is today. But I mean, at the price level it's at now, 37 cents, even just to get where Raoul Pal talking about, that's the former Goldman Sachs executive. As far as where Raoul Pal's talking about it going $10 price range, well, that's a 27-fold increase from here. That's not too bad in crypto. And the reason that you have that multiplier effect available right now, assuming it ever does get to $10, is because we've had a major market pullback with everything that's happening with FTX. I consider this an opportunity. There are many people that will buy once it gets up to $1, and then instead of having a 27-fold increase, they've got a 10-fold increase. Or people buying in at $2, and then if it goes to $10, they got a 5-fold increase. You see how it pays to be here early? So anyway, I want to share with you what he had to say on this, and also I want to provide proof that institutional money, and from my perspective, smart money, they've been putting money into crypto despite what is allegedly catastrophic. People talking about 5 years till crypto recovers, which I don't even buy into. Although even if that were true, I'd be like, okay, I'm here for it, whatever. But I don't think it's going to take that long. I really don't. But I got some proof for you. Before going further, though, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so here's a brand new headline from the Daily Huddle. Former Goldman Sachs executive says he's bullish on XRP, citing real use cases and network effects. Macro expert and former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal is expressing bullish sentiment on the digital asset XRP. In a new Ask Me Anything video, Paul says that XRP already has utility and is being used in money transfers. According to Paul, the price of XRP could appreciate in the event that Ripple wins the lawsuit brought against the San Francisco-based payments company by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. So let's pause a note here. I agree with him on that. I do think if we see, whether it's settlement or a full conclusion in favor of any sort of outcome that would be in favor of XRP holders, even if Ripple ends up paying some sort of penalty. If we get that, I think that XRP just shoots through the stratosphere. Now, in terms of what that means and how high it would go, I don't pretend to know. And then there are macroeconomic factors. Like, can you imagine if that were to happen in a bull market, though? Oh my God. Positive settlement during a bull market? Now, unfortunately, I don't know that we're going to be back in a bull market by the time, we get that word, but who knows? Things could start to be trending up, in 2023, so it's possible it might not be as scare as it is now. I mean, it can't stay down here in the doldrums forever, right? But I'll just say, again, I want to reiterate, even without that, I firmly believe that XRP is going to be worth way more in the future than it is today. I have placed my bet accordingly. That's for damn sure. Peace continues. On the other hand, Paul says that the risk of XRP falling in price is relatively lower in case Ripple loses the lawsuit. And here's a quote. I've said this a gazillion times. XRP has a real use case. It is being used as a protocol. I think there's a gap risk higher if they get the ruling. There's no gap risk lower as much. There should be some speculation. but it's being used, and a chain that's being used for money transmission is a chain that has Metcalfe's law. So I have no issue with it. I own a small part, end quote. Yeah, and he's been public that his largest holding in crypto is ETH, and that's fine. We all got our babies. We all got our favorites. For me, it happens to be XRP. For some of you out there listening, it may be XRP. Maybe you just like XRP, but a different cryptocurrency is your favorite. That's fine. Whatever. Ain't no damn tribalism up in this bitch. Not on the damn Moon Family Sedan channel. We don't got no damn time for that. We got to get back to Lambo Land on Tem Moon, right? When Moon, when Lambo. Never. No, I'm kidding. I'm an optimist. I'm just joking with the stupid name. I mean, I started the channel with a stupid ass name, Moon Lambo. I proudly state that I have the worst name in the entire XRP community. Moon Lambo. Now, the good news is that it is a joke. Like, I promise it's a joke. so like, but if you want to ask a serious question, like, when does it make sense to really feel confident that we're back into bull mode? The day that the Moon Family Sedan channel converts back into the Moon Lambo channel. That will be the day right there. Although in the short term, we risk like losing one of those wheels. Will no longer be a vehicle. It will be like the Moon Tricycle channel. That might happen. We'll see. No promises. I know. I also do want to mention briefly, and I'm going to be super brief on this because I made a whole video on this topic, but look at this headline from the Daily Huddle. Bank of America to partner with Ripple for ODL services after XRP lawsuit finishes. Report. And again, since I made a whole video, I'm just going to be super brief on this, but it was surprising the news that came out. So Nick Barafato, who is a member of the XRP community, he also works at Link 2. He was at Ripple's Swell event and met face-to-face with Brad Garlinghouse. And he ended up taking some notes and ended up sharing it in a video clip, and I talked about it on the channel yesterday, but I'll share just this one quote here, and then I'm going to move on because I did already cover this, but I thought it's worth repeating just in case you hadn't heard yet. It's bullish, super bullish news, because Brad Garlinghouse is expecting America's second largest bank after the lawsuit ends to jump in utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. I was not expecting to hear that news when it broke. And this is a bank with, if memory serves, I think it was like 2.44 trillion in assets under management. It's crazy. So anyway, here's what Nick Barafato of Link 2 shared about his conversation with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Brad Garlinghouse made it clear that they're ready to settle with the SEC as long as they can get clarity on XRP. I asked him if American companies were waiting on the sidelines to jump in the game once clarity happens. He said, absolutely. He specifically said Bank of America. Bank of America is a huge partner of Ripple. And he said Bank of America stands to gain really big when the settlement happens because Bank of America is going to have a huge competitive advantage over their competitors by using ODL on the marketplace. So Brad is very, very bullish indeed. Bank of America utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. Again, wasn't expecting to hear that, especially since they're a large bank, and I know that Ripple primarily targets small and medium-sized banks because they're easier to get on board. And then take a look at this. In terms of reasons to be optimistic, it's like, okay, so fine. The typical retail speculator is scared out of their ever-loving mind right now. I understand that. But while the typical retail speculator is in extreme fear, smart money recognizes the opportunity at hand. For those of you that can look, there's a chart on your screen here, and this was shared by chart analyst Credible Crypto. He shared this with his now 337,000 followers all up on Twitters. The title of the chart is Bitcoin, Total Supply Held by Long-Term Holders, a 30-day moving average. And so here's what he wrote. And the black line is the price of XRP, and then the yellow line is the long-term holder supply of Bitcoin. And so here's what Credible Crypto wrote. 70+% of existing Bitcoin is effectively off the market and now held by long-term holders, accumulators. While people were panic selling Bitcoin at $20,000 and below, they were buying. 170,000 plus Bitcoin added since the collapse of FTX. Why the F are you selling Bitcoin here? And so you will note as the price of Bitcoin has gone down, because everybody's very, very scared what has been happening, long-term holders increasing what they're holding even after the FTX collapse, because they know that FTX collapse isn't the end of the world. It's not the end of crypto. All it resulted in is a bunch of fear and panic, and people put their hard-earned money into cryptocurrencies. They see people are selling, price goes down, they get scared, they want to make sure they get something out of it, and so they let it go at a loss. That's what they're doing. But you got to ask who's at the receiving end of that sale. Somebody's buying. It's these people. It's the smart money. You're selling to them. They're happy to purchase your fear. I'm happy to purchase the fear. I'm not happy that the people are fearful, but they're betting against me. I'm betting against them. Fair. That's how it is. That's how I look at it. They're betting that I'm stupid for purchasing their asset, even though, because they're getting out. They think that they're the smart money, right? Don't they? They think that this thing's going to keep going lower and lower and lower. It's a loser. Oh, I need an idiot who will actually buy this. Okay, well, I'm Moon Family Sedan. I'll buy. And I'm betting they're wrong. I think that they're the ones that are on the losing end of this bet, because it's going to go up and be worth a fortune in the future. That's just how it is. We're just betting against each other. We'll see who's right. But I'm telling you, history shows that buying in times like this is where the real money it ends up getting made. The real opportunity, I don't know if maybe, I don't know, most people want to hear this, but the real opportunity occurs not when markets are euphoric, but the real opportunity occurs in bear markets, because that's where you can buy. That's where the real opportunity is. If you're just jumping in at the top of a bull market, okay, good luck. But that's not where we are. So for people who are long-term oriented, I view this as an excellent opportunity. So that's not me telling you to buy or sell or hold anything. I'm just sharing with you my unprofessional thoughts here. And here is the Daily Huddle with an article that I rather enjoyed. It's titled Cathie Wood and ARK Invest Long Bitcoin for First Time Since July 2021 with Big GBTC Purchase Report. So check this out. And again, I love highlighting this stuff because it just shows you without question. Well, in this case, it's perspective and insight from an individual who is on the institutional side. What I just shared with you, though, this is just on-chain data. You can see who is behaving and how they're behaving, right? So it's unquestionable that there's all sorts of people here who are very confident. So even if we dip lower, which really could happen, we could see much lower prices, I'll just buy more, because there is going to be a bottom, and we have to be damn close. I think so anyway. But anyway, back to this article from the Daily Huddle. Cathie Wood's investment management firm ARK Invest is buying up more shares of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, that's GBTC, for the first time in over a year. According to data from ARK, the firm purchased 273,327 shares of the Bitcoin-based investment product on November 15th. Folks, friendly reminder, that is after FTX filed for bankruptcy. It's the end of the world. People are panic selling Bitcoin, and what are they doing? They're buying GBTC, which is for accredited investors. That's what they're doing. And I think the reason they did that, in part, and they may have been, I can't recall the specifics. I've learned about, I can only retain so much. Right now, if memory serves, GBTC is at a notable discount, so that's probably why. I don't know if they were in the habit of already purchasing GBTC and what their setup is, but regardless, the point is they want additional exposure to Bitcoin after FTX filed for bankruptcy. They have no fear. They're like, oh yeah, great deal. Juxtapose that to how the typical retail lemming out there is responding. It's my God, there is no comparison. Piece continues. ARK made a second purchase on Monday of 176,945 shares, bringing the total number of GBTC shares the firm has to 6.5 million. I'm using a round number. 6.5 million shares. The buys are ARK's first since July 2021, when GBTC was almost 3 times more expensive. GBTC is meant to track the price of Bitcoin, but often trades at a premium during rallies and discounts during bear markets. At time of writing, GBTC is trading at a 44% discount, its largest in history. And so again, that's why I was saying a minute ago, I think that's why they did that. If it's at that much of a discount and they factored in what Bitcoin would have cost over the counter, OTC, and they decided that for them that made sense. And I'm not privy to all of their thinking, but that's why I just thought I'd cite that. Piece continues. Wood, a longtime Bitcoin bull and innovative technology investor, recently doubled down on her call that Bitcoin would crack the 7-figure mark by the end of this decade, citing a wave of institutional adoption. And here's the money quote from her. Oh yes, more than $1 million by 2030. It does appear that institutions are moving in. They're taking this price decline from nearly $70,000 to roughly $20,000 as an opportunity to move into a new asset class, end quote. I believe it. I don't know about you, but I sure as hell believe it. And I see all of the purchasing that's occurring on chain. I'll buy the idea that a ton of it's institutional. Hell yeah. Because the selling's from the retail speculators. What an incredible time to be alive. Everything's so cheap right now. I can't wait for the next. I'll tell you what, I'm having fun now, but we are really, during the next rally, we are going to have a blasty blast. I can promise you that. It's going to be a good time. So I'm glad that you're all still paying attention, because so many people compared to 2021, they just lost attention because I guess they didn't have genuine interest, or they got scared out of, just whatever the reasons are. So many people left, but you do see that with every bear market. So it's not like that's abnormal. But I just wanted to say again, kudos to you. And also on top of that, thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel. I told you during the bull times, all throughout 2021, all the good times, that at some point there would be a bear market again. And I said, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be reporting for duty just as much as ever, just as I did when times were good. And I'm following through with that. And the reason is because I love this. Because I see the opportunity for the future, even in the times that scare most other typical retail speculators. No, I just see the opportunity. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. So I'm going to be here to hang around, but you know what? We're going to have even more fun. Now that we're here, we've had our time to prepare for whatever we think makes sense for us again. So when we blast off, after understanding that, the most important time to be in crypto is during the bear markets, you can position yourself, understanding that. That's why I'm saying when we have another bull market, my freaking God, because I have way more crypto than I ever imagined I could. And if we just see one more freaking alt season, I'll just cash out. I'm done. Not literally. I mean, I'm always going to want to run this channel, but you know what I'm saying. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Family Sedan.